Hi, my name's Al Gray, and I guess I would be considered an amateur photographer and videographer. I mean, just to be clear here, this isn't a statement piece. Coronavirus is still going on. So it's coming upon us, the Halloween season, and we're just going to do a short little thing about filming and photographing masks. I'm a mask fanatic. I've always had an affinity for masks, more so for the inherent anonymity that it provides. When a mask is worn and people don't know you too well by being able to tell who you are by your height or your body characteristics, it's a very jarring feeling, especially when they're worn outside of the context of the season of Halloween. So as far as filming and photographing masks, we're going to go over some of the masks that I have. I have masks ranging from $5 masks to $600 masks from different artists, and we'll get into that. And then with photographing masks, every photographer and filmmaker says location, 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 but I try to remove the location, blur the background so the focus is strictly on the subject wearing the mask. I think that it does more justice to it than for your eyes to dance around the screen or the photograph looking at the background, where the background is. Can you identify objects in the background? That's less of my concern, and more of my concern is the intricacies of the mask, as expensive or as cheap as they are. And then some of the things that I like to do in post-production, kind of bringing out all the grit of the mask and the definition and the cracks and the crevices of the mask. But we'll go over some of the masks that we have here in the home that are on display year-round, because that's the kind of weirdos we are. So here we are in September, 1 month away from the Halloween season, which, if you go by my clock, we're about 25 days late in preparation for the holiday that is our favorite. But if you go by the retail stores, they started back in July. So if you're going by their calendar, we're behind. So in anticipation of the Halloween season and the fact that I will be doing at least one short film about Halloween, without a shadow of a doubt, maybe not Halloween, but horror in general, that's happening. Without a shadow of a doubt, I've got enough stuff locked in that I can come up with something that I'm never going to be proud with, but something that I'm not going to want to throw up when other people see it. With that being said, this video is about masks. So we display masks around the house year round because that's a special kind of weirdos we are. And I'm going to go through some of the masks that you may have seen on Instagram already and some of the masks that you may not have seen on Instagram already. They range in price from $5 to $500, from foam to plastic, to silicone, to metal, to resin, and everything in between. So I will show you some of the masks so you can see how they look when they're not photographed or it's not dolled up in post-production or lighting and stuff like that. So you can see how unscary they appear to be as I'm holding them, but how you can get them to translate a certain fear or horror that resonates in you when they're captured the way I see them in camera and on video. So we'll bring those out and down and we'll start ripping through. Maybe we'll have a good story of one where we got them. So let's take a look at our first mask. All right. So I don't think we've actually filmed with or photographed this one yet, but this one is a good one. It's got a lot of texture. It's got like deep ridges, and it's relatively inexpensive. It's like a plastic-ish. It's got a little foam thing for the head, so it recesses the eyes a little bit. But we haven't done that one yet, but we will. I think that's going to be a good one. Moving on to masks 2. All right, this one is a personal favorite. I will hold it up so it properly focuses. This one is a half mask that my wife wore for Halloween 2016 or 17, along with a clown costume that my mother made. And this one was actually signed and dated by the Mad Mask Man. You can look him up on Instagram. He's got a lot of good masks. I'm not even going to pretend to assume what this is made of, but this is obviously a more high quality mask. We added the leather straps on the back of it with the little O-ring just for that BDSM look. And she looked terrifying with this. And this was like a mix between a mask and face painting in conjunction with a wig. So this one, have we shot this one yet? Or this was just worn for Halloween?
I think it was worn for Halloween.
Okay. So we will shoot with this one. We will get to ones that we've shot with, and then we'll show you what the photographs of those look like. But this is mask number 2, half mask. All right, this one's probably one of my favorite ones, but not necessarily because it stands out as the craziest mask, but it's nostalgic. I wore this in the band Concrete Burial when I was the lead singer for the band. Just leave one thing on your mind. You only care one sound, come walking on. Live life, everyone got one shot, so shoot with every breath you take, you're dying. With every step we take, we're moving about it. And only gets to me. Let's take the chance and move now. This is one of 3 masks that I've bought and worn for the band. And this was made by Eric Anderson of SHOGGOTH Industry. And it is a half mask, which the other one was, but that's like a quarter mask. I guess this would be a half mask because it doesn't go all the way over the head. And this is a design that was kind of like a black and white Joker-esque, clown-esque something. But it looked real cool on stage with the uplighting and some of the colored lighting. And this would fit right over. And you got free and clear run of the mouth. You get a little bit of vocal compression from the silicone eating up some of the decibels. But it's a cool mask. It would be held by either elastic or a leather strap, which I got pretty good at making leather straps for these. And yeah, so that's SHOGGOTH Industries, one of 3. Try to find the other 2. The other one was my staple mask, and then I did one that had a beard on it. So SHOGGOTH. All right, this one is another easy peasy mask. This is the inside, obviously the foam head. This is a Spirit Halloween mask. But damn, is it creepy. We saw this last year, and we were going to buy it, and it was broke. And with coronavirus going on, there's literally one Spirit Halloween store that we have found so far, and it is the one down in Galloway. It is the flagship one. So this one's an oversized mask, so it makes the head look bigger than the actual head that it's on. And this one goes on just like that. Gives you a higher forehead. And this one's a very creepy one. I've seen another photographer do an abandoned house with a model wearing this, and it looked exceptionally creepy. So I'm excited to do this one. Again, nice and cheap, but it's very creepy. There's probably about 3 or 4 every couple of years that we find that just has that weird vibe that you get when you see it. Everything else is kind of fun or an imitation of a movie or something that's already come out. So we haven't shot with this one either, but I promise we'll get the ones that we've shot before. All right, this one is one of my personal favorites, and it is a inexpensive one as well. This one is by, I'm assuming, Spirit Halloween as well. It's just a creepy clown mask, and it looks like it is from like the silent era film-esque. So this one's made out of like a foam, which is really comfortable to wear. It doesn't really get too hot. It's snug to the face. And we have photographed this one, and it came out exceptionally well. I will definitely use this again. I believe I wore this in Halloween 2018. I think I did, which is a little bit more conservative than what I usually do, but it looks so good in contrast to everything else that I had, and it was nice, easy on and off to catch a couple breaths after the kids would come and go from getting their candy. But again, This doesn't look traditionally like the scariest thing you've ever seen, but when photographed and the lighting's good and you get it into post and you can really start bringing out all the texture, all the wear and tear, it's a pretty creepy mask. So again, doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to have that good baseline, and then you can take it from there with the photography. Okay, this is a heavy one. All right, this is my pride and joy. This is a mask by Shane O'Neill. He does silicone masks, and it is heavy, and it's durable, and it looks really good when you wear it. We photographed this one, I want to say last year, in conjunction with another mask that you're about to see. And this one photographs real well. You'll notice that it has a natural sheen to it, a little baby powder on there, softens those glares so it doesn't look so much like a mask. It fits really well to my head. I don't have a large head. I have kind of like a average to smaller size head. And oftentimes I have heard that these masks tend to be oversized so they can fit a wide vast of heads. This one, he assured me that would fit a smaller head very, very snugly, and it does. The eyebrows move, the mouth moves great, the chin moves great, the cheeks move great. You can actually show some expression on this, and it looks really good. And then you can get some really cool skull shots with this. I wore this with a suit and a top hat, and it looked good. And it kind of takes it out of that Ghost BC light, and you can kind of move this all over. I've seen people wear this as a voodoo mask. This is one of the higher end ones. Cost me a pretty penny for this, but it was well worth it. The sustainability of the silicone has lasted up over the years without much maintenance, and every time I put it on, it reaffirms that it was worth the purchase price. So this one has been photographed, like I said, and will probably be photographed more. So this is the Papa mask. All right. This one's another one of my favorites. I guess they're all kind of my favorites, but I really like these because I like when there's a doll mask worn by an adult. It's exceptionally creepy, especially if it's like a girl doll worn by a guy or a guy doll worn by a girl. I like that. It's very ambiguous. But this was kind of made popular with movies that have come out in the last like 5-10 years. I know The House That October Built, one of the main antagonists wore a doll mask. I think that was a silicone doll mask, like half burnt. And then I think they had one or two of these in The Purge. I'm not sure. But either way, very creepy mask. There's another company that makes a resin mask similar to this. It's obviously more higher quality, and you can do different variations to it, which is pretty cool. But this one is another relatively inexpensive mask from Spirit Halloween. But again, you look at it on the wall with all the other ones, and as simple as it is very creepy. My wife wore this in a photo shoot. Came out really good, looked very Purge-esque. And I wore the Papa mask, which was not really fitting any particular theme, but they just paired well together. It looked really cool. So again, it doesn't matter how expensive the mask. You just got to find that one that you're like, yeah, that one looks unsettling, and you can add the lighting and the shadowing and the attire that goes with it to kind of get what you're looking for out of a photo or a video. So, and we'll see what other masks we have. I think we have like a couple more. We have a bunch, but the ones that we keep out year round are the ones that are readily accessible. So that's the ones we're going through. So we'll see what else we got. All right, this one's a cool one. This one's a little unconventional. I like more of the creepy macabre ones. This one is called the Uncle Bob mask, again from Spirit Halloween. Relatively inexpensive. The hair job is done really well. It doesn't look too fake. It's got a little sheen to it, but relatively it's a good one. The mustache looks good. It photographs really well. There's a lot of contrast in the makeup, kind of pops in post. And we got this one in Napa, California during our little 5th anniversary getaway. We went back, and our anniversary was right around, you guessed it, Halloween. And we went in there, and I saw this one, and I put it on, and we were laughing. So I got it. It looked really weird being taken back through TSA, because as you opened up my bag, you could literally see like that out of the bag. It was pretty cool. But it photographed really well. I took some photographs of that. I'll show you at the end, and it came out good. So again, sometimes even if it's unconventional, if it looks like it'll photograph well, buy it if it's cheap. All right, going back to the band masks, this is my first mask and my favorite mask. This is another skin mask by Eric Anderson of SHOGGOTH Industry. I did a lot of leather work on the back. This one kind of breaks my heart, but it kind of doesn't. This one failed me, and it's not as a result of any of the work that he did. His work did great. This did a lot of shows, a lot of augmentation of my face, a lot of screaming, and this lasted me, I want to say, close to 7 years. So this by far is my favorite mask. This one has the most nostalgia built in. It's not going to be a tough repair by any stretch of the imagination. I will put it back together, but I kind of like the fact that it failed because it got all the use. So again, that's the first mask that I ever got. The black and white clown mask was the second, and we'll go to the third one now, which is another cool one in principle, but not practicality. And for the third installment was this guy, which again was very cool. Cool little skin mask. You put this on, you're a Viking, or you're like a dead pirate, Jack Sparrow, I don't know, something. But it was very cool. I only wore this, I want to say 2 or 3 shows. It was very cumbersome. The hair was getting hooked onto everything, and I didn't want to ruin the mask. So, but this one was a custom piece by SHOGGOTH again. Eric does awesome collaborations. Anything you can think of, you can shoot him a message or a sketch, and he pretty much makes it. But it's a standard mask that he makes, and then he hand punched and glued some hair. I actually bought the hair online. It's real hair. And I thought it'd be cool to incorporate some real hair. So it's some real hair, and it's unkempt, just the way I like it. And so that's what we did. So again, SHOGGOTH, flesh masks. I'll put all the links of all the masks and where I got them below. Just more cool stuff, so check them out. So one of the things I love about masks is putting a face over a face. This is a creepy old lady face. We've used it numerous times for different things. I don't know if we photographed it, but this one is a stone cold keeper. If you're putting it in the background with like a cloak on, with a hood, it's a very creepy mask. I've used it before. Spirit Halloween, nice and cheap. A little foam for the forehead, recess the eyes a little bit. Again, you cannot go wrong with cheap masks in the right lighting. So, and another cool one, Scream mask. I like this one because it is not from Spirit Halloween, which I think the original Scream mask was from. That's not where I got the idea to get masks from. But this version, though the rendition of the original Scream was absolutely terrible, the reimagining of the mask was very cool. I thought it gave it some legitimacy to the mask world by actually having a good hard version of the Scream mask. So I got this one at fiberglassmasks.com. They do a bunch of Jason masks, a couple other different good masks, but made out of fiberglass, very durable, wears well, and looks creepy as hell. If you wear like a black cowl over it, at least the mouth portion, you can't see lips underneath, which obviously is what you're going for. So Scream mask. And last but not least, probably the most ornate mask. Wasn't the most expensive, but the most ornate, Nameless Ghoul. This mask was made by an artist and I guess licensed out to Halloween Studios. It is a massive, massive mask, and it is very, very well done. It is almost true to form of the actual mask worn by the Nameless Ghouls, and it is an absolute masterpiece. This is a year-round sitting on our table upstairs, and it looks nice. It is heavy as hell. When you wear it, it's not overly uncomfortable, but it lets you know that there was a lot of time and effort put into this mask. So this is the Nameless Ghoul mask by Halloween Studios. I believe it was, like I said, crafted and licensed by either the artist that actually makes them or another artist that was well capable of capturing the Nameless Ghoul mask. And that's it. So now that we have the masks out of the way, the second most important thing is the model. The model is the one that has to wear the costumes and get into the poses that best translate the mask as a whole, but kind of bring the mask to life. The mask is always there, but the person underneath it effectively brings it to life.
My name is Devin Gray, and I'm the mask model. I've been doing traditional modeling off and on since my early 20s, but I found I got more work when I covered up my face. Make up your own conclusions. In all seriousness, I never even know what he wants me to do. He just drags me out into the studio and then throws a mask on me, and I'm standing there for an hour and a half. Bright lights shining in my face or not. I don't know. They always come out really cool though, so I guess I'm doing something right.
So that's basically that. So we're going to continue with the Halloween tradition and do another mask photo shoot for Halloween. We're going to incorporate some new masks, see what we can see. And last year's photo shoot involving masks went over really well, which is kind of my arena. Horror has always been the forefront of everything that I want to do artistically. So with that being said, we're going to try to roll that into a short film that I've been procrastinating over the last 5 years. Probably more so based on the fact that I felt that I wasn't ready to do that, but I just gotta get past that and just start doing it and build off that. So I don't know if it's going to be a 5-minute short or a 10-minute short. That's all going to be based on time and availability, storyline, location. If I'm going to use one actor, which is my mask model, or if we're going to incorporate more actors. So there's a lot of factors that have to go into it, which has been my excuse in the past. Also, me feeling inadequate in that arena. But we're going to put all the uncertainties aside and just get it done. So you will get something before Halloween. So just hang out with us, and we're back, and we're going to keep forging ahead. So stick with us, and we'll see you soon.